Alright, good morning, good morning. Today is September 27th, and we'll be taking a look at gold. Today I want to show you guys something. I will talk about it in a little bit, so we'll see. Just give me one moment. Alright, so here we got, gold. It's been trending down, but we're looking for a bullish signal, so what we're going to do is we're going to simply wait for price to drop down below here and give us a trade signal to go up. We do have news today. On the daily, I assume gold looks really bearish. Okay. We could see gold dropping down here, which is like a support area. So I would just mark this off. Alright. Give me 1 second. Alright, so what I've created was I've got my coder to create something that gives us a bias, right? It draws a background color of the kind of the bias we're looking for, which is bullish in this case, but we don't have to follow the bias. What we want is we just want price to break below a certain area and then create a bullish engulfing. This has no bottom wick. If this gives us, it doesn't matter if it doesn't have a bottom wick, but if it does give us a trade alert, then we'll take it regardless if it has a bottom wick or not. We have news in 9 minutes. Let's take a look at the hourly candle. So this is what the hourly looks like. We could be headed down towards this support area. 30-minute looks very bearish. 15 minutes looks like it could reverse and then give us a better entry to go up a little bit more into this imbalance it's made. 5 minutes looks bearish, and 1 minute Let's see. If this flips bullish, we probably won't take the signal here. Okay. Okay, here we're getting a setup, so if this gives us a bullish engulfing, let me go ahead and refresh this page. Never mind. We might have to take this trade here. Did it give us an engulfing that we needed? It did not engulf, so we're not going to take that. If it did engulf there, we would have taken it, but it kind of came back down, so we're still waiting. Give me 1 second, let me look. Yeah, even on forex.com, it did not engulf. Alright guys, while we wait for price to come back down, we may see price reach this area here. I'll be right back. I'll mute my stream for just 1 second. Alright, so here we may get a trade that we want. Okay, as long as this candle goes above this level, we may get the trade we want. If not, then we'll probably have to wait another candle or two. Okay, we may have to get set up here. I'm going to set my levels. It moved pretty fast, so if anything, we're gonna set a stop order when it comes back down to the entry. And it may not come back down because we didn't enter fast enough, but if it does, we'll be ready for that. Alright? This happened so quick, but it didn't engulf on TradingView, right? It engulfed on MT4, which I would still take it if it engulfs on MT4. But looks like this is just gonna go straight up. If so, we'll just keep waiting, but let's see if on the other, as you can see on forex.com, it also engulfed. Pepperstone, it did not. 8cap, it did. As you can see, there's an arrow right there. Now, we'll just wait and see what happens, but we're looking at Owanda, so I'll be right back again, and we'll see. We'll still look for a trade if it comes back down, but this should have been a nice trade if you were able to catch it. I didn't catch it, so I might just close my pending order because it's moved down. It's moved up too quick. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, it looks like it's a good thing we did not get into this trade. As you see, it just dropped back down because of the news. So, I mean, if you had gotten in, you probably could have got your 2R here. Either way, we're just gonna wait and see. Alright? I'll be back. Okay, so if these candles do not engulf and it goes down, we will be taking this trade once it reaches near the lows again and then engulfs, because it looks like it may reach for this level or it may retest this area before going up. But let me know if you have any questions. We're just waiting for an arrow. We're not doing anything. We're not guessing or saying which candle. Obviously, if we look at like forex.com, we could have seen a trade here, and if you took this trade, maybe you were profitable or break even. Let's see. So we'll say like a pip below. You got your 2R here. So you got your 2R right here on the top. Alright, we'll go back to Owanda though. I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back, and what we're going to do is, we're just waiting. Um, if nothing by 9 o'clock, then I'll just show you guys how to use this, but overall, I still think we're going to get a setup. If I go on forex.com, you'll see a trade happened right here. And this is where broker feed can be a little different for each platform. Just because of this right here. If a trade happens up here, I'm not going to take it. This was a very close engulfing, right? When it happened, it should have engulfed on Oanda, but it didn't, so okay. This is good. We're going to retest the lows, probably get a signal down here, or it's going to dive down here. We will get a trade. It's just a matter of when are we going to get a trade. So hopefully here it starts moving back down. Looks like it's bouncing off this imbalance. It's trying to make a decision whether it wants to stay above or below. If it stays below, then we're going down, but we can't take a trade if a trade appears anywhere up here. The trade has to appear down here. Alright, I'll be back one more time. I'll get some coffee while we're waiting. I'll have my alarm is set if I hear a trade, but other than that, we're not doing anything because we need price to come back down here. So here we have a signal popping in, but the area where this signal just popped in, we could take the trade, or we could choose not to take it. I'm not super confident taking a trade all the way up here. If it does remain bullish, you could take a small trade up here, but I'm not confident in that. I would rather wait to see it trade below the lows again. Okay, so the signal would only stay if this candle was engulfing. So if this candle doesn't engulf, it doesn't remain a signal, and it keeps us out of bad trades. Okay. Alright. We're still waiting. What charts do you guys use? Did you get a trade this morning? If you were using something else? Even Black Bull looks like it would have given a trade. Like a trade on one of these two. Was it engulfed on your MT4? If so, I think both of these would have worked out. Yeah. Yeah, on MT4 it got engulfing, but I didn't trust that because I was looking at my trading view. I always look at the trading view instead of my MT4 because the pricing on my MT4 is like, it's always different, you know, it's always messed up. Like there's a bunch of gaps everywhere and stuff like that, so I don't really. And then I closed, when news was about to release, I closed the pending order, and yeah, so far it's been just going up, so let me see if, okay, we have the DXY is going up. It's starting to reverse now, so gold should give us something. What I would like to see is gold to retest this area right here. Right? If it gives us an engulfing in this area here, we could still take the trade. Preferably by 9:10. So in about another 15 minutes we're going to know if, well, 15 to 25 minutes, if we're going to get a trade today. If not, then I'll talk about the strategy. If it happens up here, I'm not taking this trade. I'm still waiting for it to come down here. Alright, give me 1 second. Alright, I want to show you guys some results after. We'll see if we could get gold to give us a signal, but after 9, once it hits after 9, I'm going to show you guys some results, and we will take it from there. I want to show you guys how this has done so far. Okay. We may still get that trade we're looking for. We're waiting. Gold could reach down here as long as it's before 9:10 and we get a signal down here. We will look to take it. Now, it may very well lose because this support area it's created could just end up, being taken. There's a lot of wicks here, but we may see price break and keep going down. So today is very bearish, so it could be that we lose the trade. So in about 10 minutes, or 10 to 12 minutes, I'll start showing you guys the system. So if you're interested in seeing how it's done and how it works and all that stuff, then alright, just stick around for a few. Alright, in about 10 minutes, I'll show you guys some results from the gold system. And obviously it's not going to be something like it's still going to rely on like human execution, right? But it's going to give you something much easier to work with, because you'll know what the results are in the past certain amount of candles. As long as it stays above a certain level, we'll take a look at all the break even and all that stuff. And yeah. I just don't want to miss a trade if we do get a trade. This gave a signal. I'm not sure how confident I am in this signal, but the stop loss is all the way down here. If you do want to take it, I will probably take it here, just because I want to follow the rules. Maybe if it goes down a little bit, I will take it. Maybe. The stop loss is here, so this is what I was talking about. So it gives you a trade, right? It gives you a signal, tells you where the stop is at and where the take profit is at, right? And in this case, the signal came too high. I don't want to take signals that are too high near the highs. I want it, if I'm gonna buy it, I want it near the lows. So maybe I could put a stop order if price comes back up here, right? Trades back above here. I could enter it to go up. But because this is too high, the stop loss, I don't know if you guys can see, if I zoom in on the chart, you'll see it's the little red line right here. It tells you where to put your stop loss and where to put your take profit. Now, these are the type of trades that sometimes we'll lose. If you're taking every signal, these are the higher risk signals because price has already started moving up, right? So if it was going to go up, it should come back down at least to retest this low. So that's just something I wanted to show you guys on a trade that happens, right? This is a skip for me. I'm thinking this is a skip for me. Now, if it shoots up and then retests these highs, then I will consider taking it. But as for now, this is a trade that I would skip. And with that being said, let's go take a look at, give me 1 second. I'm going to show you guys So if it comes back up above here and then retests it, then I will take it. Okay? Okay, so it's breaking above. Remember, it has to close above and then retest. If it doesn't close above, I'm not taking that. Okay. Let me also open up these charts here. So this is gold, but I want to, I mean this is DXY, but I want to show you guys. I want you guys to see. Give me one moment. Okay, so here is the gold I was talking about. So we don't have a signal yet, so we could take a look at this backtest. But anyway, so here's the trade I was looking at earlier. You had, this is the trade today, right? On this, because we're using forex.com. I wanted to look at forex.com so I could show you guys what today would have showed. But this is a replay of today. And as you could see, it had the entry right there at the end of that candle. The stop loss on red line. And the take profit is always 2R, right? So you would have hit your 2R on this candle here. Now obviously if your stop loss is a little bit higher, I'm using 0.5 pips, right? So let me go ahead and do this. Okay, gold is still not setting up, so we could still keep looking. So that's how it works, right? Every time there's a signal, it shows you stop loss down here, take profit up here. And that's it. You just wait. And that's all you do. Now, on the side here, because TradingView doesn't go all the way back, right? It doesn't show you all the trades on the panel here. But you could see number of trades, 13. So in the past 13 trades, 9 trades have won, 4 trades have lost, 8 of those were buy, 5 of those were sell. Win rate 69.2. So if we go to, let's just put in a text chat here, and we're going to calculate. So if you had 9 wins, correct? You had 9 wins. Each of these 9 wins are 2R, right? 2R. And you, let's say risk is 1%. You had 4 losing trades, right? You lost 1 R every time. You lost 1 R every time, and the risk is 1% still. So you had total of, let's say, and this is in the past 13 trades. Now I've checked the whole maybe 50 trades and it had 60 something %, but I want to show you guys something as well after. But let's just go and do this calculation really quick. So you had 18%, right? 18% profit, take away 4%, and equals to 14% in the last 13 trades. Now you may wonder when is the last 13 trades. I'll show you guys in just a moment. Let me just quickly check gold again. Okay, gold is not doing anything. I would like for it to give us a signal in this area. It's now in support, but we can still talk here. Now, here is what those results up here represent, right? Last 13 trades would be basically this month. It would be half of this month, basically like the last 2 weeks. If we go back, we see a losing trade here on Monday or Tuesday, yesterday. And I think Monday was also, no, Monday was a winning trade. Okay. So here you had Monday, right? Even with this big candle, because it tells you where your stop loss and take profit is going to be, look, would have been right there. Your take profit would be right here. So there's no guesswork, you know. You're not putting your stop loss right above here. You're putting it wherever it tells you to put your stop loss. And you had your 2R there. And Friday on this broker, okay, so Friday on this feed right here on forex.com, it did not have a trade right here. But on Awanda and some others, it did have a trade right here. So sometimes because of data feed, you may not get a trade. But obviously this trade did win, okay? And let me take a look at, so because this is 69%, let's take a look at this losing trade. If you have any questions, by the way, you could leave it in the chat. But for example, this trade right here, this is a trade, oh wait, hold on, let's swap back over to gold. Let's swap back over here. And I might take this trade, guys. Yeah, I probably will take this trade here. We want stop loss to be around, we'll say around 2 pips. Do we want to take this trade? I have it ready. I'll probably wait for it to go down a little bit and maybe take it on the break of the high here. I'm thinking about taking this setup right here. It's in the support zone. I'm thinking here is it's a good trade. But it may just break support. It wouldn't be breaking the rules as well because it's just after 9. Okay, so we'll take the trade here. I think we'll take it. We'll put maybe a small trade, 0.5% on this trade. If this flips down, I will take it off the break of these highs again. Or, you know what? Let's just not chase a trade. Reason is because if we take this trade here, stop loss obviously could still be the same stop loss down here. 2R is now way smaller, right? Because now we took the trade down here. So 2R is way better here, but this could end up just crashing, you know. The support has already been played with. And I do believe it's going to go up, right? It's going to hit at least 2R, but I don't want to chase a trade. I'd rather wait till tomorrow to get into a trade. But if you felt confident in this is the first O1 to trade right here, right? So this could be something you take, but I'm just staying out of it, okay? Let me read what you said. There's no significant difference. So for example, let me show you, if I go back to here. Every day, like most days, you're gonna have the same trades, right? The only difference is certain days where price is really close, like this level right here. Because price literally closed right above it, and we needed price to close below this price. So there's no huge difference, right? Just like today, we didn't have an engulfing, right? But so this win right here from Owanda that you missed, this was a trade on Owanda, right? But on this broker, which is fx.com, it didn't have a trade. Well, look at what happened today. Today you had this broker give you this trade, right? And Owanda didn't give you this trade. So I don't think there's a huge difference in trades. I haven't seen that. I just use Owanda feed because they're the cleanest, right? I don't like fx.com. I would use fx.com as well, but I just prefer Owanda. Owanda or fx.com is fine. Now, what the main differences are, this 69% win rate could be higher if you skip trades like this right here. Let me show you. Just like this here, as you could see, price goes up, and you know 100% we don't take trades like these. So if we take the last 12 trades, because this trade is now invalid, we could recalculate this and count it as 9 wins and 3 losses. And 9 wins and 3 losses is how much? It's a 75% win rate. Just like that, we have this trade taken out. Same thing with this loss. You guys know we don't take trades like these where price has already gone down and it gives us a down signal. Then we're not going to take a trade like this, correct? So this win rate is subjective in a sense that there is some trades that lose that we don't take, and there is a few winners we probably wouldn't take. Let me see if we could find a winner we probably wouldn't take. Maybe this winner right here we wouldn't take, right? We would take it right here, because all of these, obviously we take the first engulfing, right? And this engulfing, all of these candles are bigger than this engulfing candle. So we probably skipped this trade, but we had a trade right here anyway, so we would have taken this one instead. And I'm not trading after 9:10, so my trading is now usually between 8:20 and 9:10, right? Just because after this it shouldn't give us a trade after. We would have a trade already. And also, by the way, it still has the daily bias, right? Well, not the daily bias. It has like a 2-hourly bias. And if you really think about it, if you were following the bias right here, right, this red zone, you could have shorted right here, because this candle closed above here, and this candle gave you a signal, correct? So if you took this signal right here, you're not wrong either, right? Stop loss would be a little bit higher than usual, and take profit would be right here. And if I go back, yeah, this was a bearish bias first, so this trade here would be a valid trade as well. But we're not looking at that, we're just looking at the arrows. And like I said, so if we recount now, right, we're not taking this right here. Where is it? We're not taking this loser right here. And there's a lot of trades like this, right, where you wouldn't take trades like this. So the win rate right here should be way higher. However, it's okay, because even if we counted 69%, right, if you took every trade without caring where it pops up, okay, if you took this trade without caring that it popped up here instead of down here, that's 2 trades you could have skipped and made a higher percentage win rate. But as long as it's profitable, I don't see the problem with a 69% win rate, you know. Let me go back till today. So you have legit losses like this. Okay, obviously you're going to lose trades like this, right? There's just nothing you could do about it. But if you're taking those every single arrow, this is the win rate, for example, for the last 13 trades. Now, for the last 35 trades, it was 60%. And then for the last 50 trades, it was like 64%, something like that. 68%, a little bit higher. So it had around between 65 and 75%, or 60 and 75% on average, which for a 2R system, it always takes 2R. It's definitely worth taking every trade. Now, here we have, let me see something. So here, 9 wins, 2R, risking 1%, 4 losing. We could immediately edit those 2 losers out, right? If you edit 2 losers out, now your win rate has now gone up to 16. Well, your win rate has gone up drastically, and your total has gone up by 2%. And that's in the last, instead of 13 trades, it's in the last 11 trades. So we'll just keep it at what it is, though. We'll keep it at what currently it is right now, which is these stats here. Now, if I go back to gold, if we go back, let me see if I can bring this back up to, okay, to regular gold. So this is our regular gold chart now. Now you would understand why this here wouldn't be a bad idea to take. Because if you know you have 69, 65, 64%, and you take this, you know this is a bad setup because it's already up here. We don't take trades unless they're down here. This is why this here was a better trade. Obviously, it's not going to give an arrow here. It only gives an arrow on the first setup, right? Because that's all we take in gold, right? We take the first setup. Now, if you take this trade, just know that you have a 65, 69% chance of winning this trade. It may not be high enough for you, but it may be enough. I've seen a little bit of these trades work out in your favor. But we don't take any trades that's already near the highs of the current session. So skipping this would be your best option. Okay? But yeah, as you saw, if you skip trades like these, your win rate becomes way higher, right? So that's what I don't take this. And my coder does wanna, he does want to possibly talk with me about a deal he can offer for it. And at some point today I will talk to him. If it's something you're interested in, you could just let me know. But basically this is what it's gonna print. It's gonna print the signal, the stop loss, and the take profit. It's always gonna be a 2R, and the results for that are, let me go back to our it just takes out a lot of the guesswork where you're guessing how much 2 pips or whatever below the low. I'm not using the lows anymore. I'm using standard offset of pips. And yeah, you could use the lows as stop loss, right? It lets you edit settings, but for the settings that are here, which were the default settings, I've found they work pretty nice. Because if you're using 2R, right? If your risk reward is 2R every time like this is, you only need a 33% win rate to be profitable. So the fact that you can get 69%, 60%, 65, 72%, I've seen it go as high as 77 or 78% win rate within like 20 trades or something like that, 25 trades. If you can keep your win rate above even 50%, you're going to be profiting a lot. Because let's assume you have in a month because it also gives you double signals, by the way. I didn't show you that because I can't really go far back, but it gives you double signals. Sometimes you get 2 signals in a day and both win. But let's assume you have 2 months of trading, right? 2 months of trading. We'll assume you have 200k account, right? And let's assume your win rate is 50%. And this is in 2 months, right? 2 months results. So we'll say this is the worst case scenario. You have 2 months, win rate is 50%. In 2 months, let's assume you have 50 trades, right? So 55 winners, 50, or not 50, 25 winners, and 25 losers. And we will say, since it's always 2R, this is immediately equals to 50R, right? Which is on a 1% risk, this is 50%, right? 50% profit. You lost 25. So being realistic, you lost 25R because you're risking. There's no break-evens. We're not counting break-evens. So you lost, total is basically 25% in 2 months. Now, on a 200k account, that's still a lot of money, right? Maybe on your private account, it's not a lot of money. But making this amount with a 50% win rate, isn't this something you wouldn't care about? You wouldn't care about winning 50%, 60%, 69%. Now let's assume you have this same win rate right here, right? We'll end the stream off in like 5-6 minutes, but let's assume in 2 months you have 50 trades, right? And we will assume you have this win rate right here, 69%, right? So, give me 1 second. So we'll say, because 69% equals to 34.5, we will just say you won 34 trades. Let's say you won 34 trades. Which means you have 68R, because you win 2R every time. That's 68% because you're risking 1% per trade. And now your losers are basically 16R, and you lost 16%. Now your total is now basically, what is that, 52? Yeah, so you have 52%. Total is 52R. 52%. Obviously, that's 104k profit. So everything is always subjective when it comes to win rate. Like I said, we'll say 68% because that's what it is. But if you saw these type of results, you wouldn't care that you're only winning 68%, right? But right now, a lot of people want to win a lot more. They care a lot more about their win rate than how much profit they'll make. But like I said, in a long period of time, trading like this, trading every single arrow, you would have made, I do believe in 35 trades it was exactly 60%. In 50 trades it was 64.1%, right? So in 50 trades it was 64.1%. So it wasn't even 68. Well, the 68 was an example, but it was 64%. And maybe in like 40 trades it was like 58 or something. But like I said, as long as you keep As long as you keep the win rate to above 33%, you're gonna be making money in the long term. You just need, what you need is just to take every trade. Now, on a 100k account, obviously the profit is half of that, right? So you do need to invest a little bit in like a 100k account, 200k account, and just take every single trade you get. Maybe the worst case scenario, you skip trades like, where is it? Maybe you skip trades like this, okay? Worst case scenarios, you just filter trades like this and today. Trades that happen like this, and that's it. And that alone will raise your win rate up a few percent, you know, whether it's 5%, 10%. If you have any questions, by the way, I will take the questions now. And I'll keep going, but it doesn't matter if the coder tells you, if he tells me $250 or $200, because one trade will get, if you stick to the plan, it tells you exactly where to put your stop loss, exactly where to put your take profit. You don't need to, there's no subjective thinking. You're simply taking the trade and doing what the arrows tell you. The only difference is you're going to filter out trades like these. Alright. Anyway, sorry I had to mute for a second, but if you filter out trades like this alone, it doesn't matter what the win rate is, you just know it's going to be higher because this right here is not a valid trade. But if you did take this, this is what your win rate is. So you know exactly what your win rate is, even taking these types of setups. Yes, it's going to put you back on a daily basis, but overall, long term is what you're looking for. Just to take every trade you can, right? And the best trades obviously happen at the highs or at the lows. They don't happen in the middle or near the opposite end. Again, you're going to have legit losers like this. This was yesterday, right? This is the trade most of y'all won after these big down moves, right? But a legit trade like this would have lost, which is okay. The only reason why you could also skip this trade is obviously there's no bottom wick. If there's no bottom wick, we usually don't take those either, but you take it anyway. And that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to talk to you guys about. The strategy itself has worked pretty nice. Even today it worked pretty nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, you could always message me on Telegram though. I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll take the same trade setups tomorrow and we'll see how it goes. Alright?